You probably think milk is harmless, even healthy. Maybe you grew up being told, milk will make your bones strong, or a glass of milk a day keeps you healthy. But here's a truth that most seniors never hear. Not all milk is created equal, and some of the most common kinds can quietly harm your body over time. Yes, the very drink you pour into your morning coffee, cereal, or evening tea could be aging you faster, draining your energy, and even increasing your risk of chronic problems. It's not instant, it's subtle. A slow, almost invisible toll on your bones, heart, and metabolism. Imagine feeling heavier, weaker, or more tired than you should at your age, all because of something so ordinary, so seemingly innocent. That's the reality for millions of people who don't know the difference between milk that nourishes and milk that undermines their health. You see, our bodies change as we age. What was once fine in your 30s or 40s can become stressful in your 60s or beyond. Certain types of milk are loaded with additives, extra sugars, or inflammatory fats that can worsen bone fragility, raise cholesterol, or even disturb your digestive system. And yet most labels look harmless. You might grab milk thinking it's helping you, when in reality it's silently tipping the scales against your health. But here's the empowering part. Just as some milks can harm, others can support and even restore your vitality. Simple choices, like switching the milk you drink, can make a tangible difference in your energy, strength, and overall well-being. It's not about drastic changes or expensive solutions. It's about knowing what to avoid and what to embrace every day. Let's start with what to skip. Ultra-processed milk, the kind that sits on shelves for months, is often stripped of natural nutrients and loaded with preservatives. Flavored milks, packed with sugar and artificial chemicals, can spike blood sugar and sap energy. And some low-fat or diet milks may remove fat, but add stabilizers or sweeteners that quietly strain your metabolism. These are the ones that can shorten your health span if consumed regularly, despite looking healthy on the label. Now here's the hopeful part. Some milks are genuinely nourishing and can support your body in ways that matter most as you age. Fresh, whole organic milk, free from harmful additives, provides calcium, protein, and healthy fats that your bones and muscles need. Plant-based milks like unsweetened almond, oat, or soy milk can offer gentle nourishment and are easier to digest for many seniors. And fortified milks with added vitamins like D and B12 can help fill gaps that naturally appear in aging bodies. By choosing these wisely, you're giving your body the nutrients it craves without the hidden harm. Ultimately, it's not about fear, it's about awareness and gentle action. Each time you pour a glass, you're making a choice. One that can either protect your energy, strength, and longevity, or quietly chip away at them. By paying attention, avoiding harmful milks, and embracing nourishing options, you can regain a sense of control over your health. Start today with one simple swap, and let it become a daily habit. Over time, these small changes accumulate, and you'll notice the difference: steadier energy, stronger bones, and a quieter, calmer confidence in your body. Life after 60 can still feel vibrant, strong, and full of potential. The milk you choose is one of the easiest ways to honor that promise. Number 1, choose milk that truly nourishes. Choosing milk that truly nourishes isn't just about avoiding the wrong labels or chasing organic trends. It's about giving your body the building blocks it genuinely needs to stay strong and resilient as the years go by. When you pour a fresh, whole organic milk into your glass, you're not just sipping a comforting beverage. You're delivering a carefully balanced mix of protein, calcium, vitamin D, and healthy fats directly to your cells. These nutrients work quietly, almost invisibly, to maintain the stability of your bones, muscles, and even your nervous system. Calcium, for example, isn't merely a mineral for bones. It acts like a steady metronome for your cells, helping them communicate properly and contract muscles efficiently. Vitamin D, often fortified in high-quality milk, ensures that calcium doesn't just sit in your bloodstream, but is actually absorbed and used where it's needed most. Without this careful balance, bones can weaken, muscles can tire more easily, and everyday movements, climbing stairs, standing up from a chair, even reaching for a cup on a high shelf, can become subtly more challenging. Imagine your body as a house. The beams and walls need to be strong and resilient, or the structure begins to wobble. Low-quality milk or highly processed substitutes may look appealing on the outside, but they don't reinforce those beams. Choosing nourishing milk, on the other hand, is like pouring a slow, steady stream of high-quality cement into the foundation. Over time, the house, your body, becomes sturdier, capable of weathering minor stresses and the passage of time with grace. One friend of mine, a retired schoolteacher, shared how switching to fresh organic milk transformed her mornings. She used to feel a dull stiffness in her knees after waking, a subtle reminder that aging was quietly taking its toll. After a few weeks of this simple swap, she noticed she could rise from her chair without hesitation. Her energy for morning walks returned, and even her mood seemed lighter. She described it almost like unlocking a door she hadn't realized had been closed. Beyond bones and muscles, nourishing milk subtly supports your nervous system and your overall metabolism. Proteins in milk contain amino acids, the raw materials your body uses to repair tissue and maintain neurotransmitter balance. Healthy fats contribute to cell membrane flexibility, allowing signals to travel efficiently between neurons, helping with mental clarity and mood stability. Even your microbiome, the trillions of bacteria in your gut that influence digestion and immune function, can benefit from the natural nutrients in high-quality milk, fostering a balanced environment that supports energy and resilience. Science is increasingly showing that the foods we choose each day have cascading effects at the cellular level, influencing everything from inflammation to oxygen utilization in tissues. The lesson is simple but profound. One glass of milk is more than a drink. It's a quiet act of care for your body's foundation, your inner structure, and your day-to-day vitality. By selecting milk that truly nourishes, you're not chasing a fleeting trend or empty promise. You're making a conscious, research-backed choice that your body will thank you for, one sip at a time. Number 2. Avoid ultra-processed and sugary. Milks. Avoiding ultra-processed and sugary milks is about more than just cutting calories or sugar. It's about protecting the subtle daily harmony of your body at a cellular level. When milk is heavily processed, flavored, or sweetened, it often carries additives, preservatives, and extra sugars that can quietly disrupt metabolism, inflame tissues, and even interfere with your body's natural energy systems. Think of your cells as tiny engines that rely on steady fuel and clean pathways to work efficiently. When sugar spikes and artificial compounds flood your bloodstream, these engines are forced to work harder, producing more stress signals, which over time can contribute to insulin resistance, chronic inflammation, and fatigue. The impact is gradual and almost invisible, but it accumulates silently, much like rust forming on a metal bridge you use every day. Flavored or diet milks can be especially misleading. Low-fat options often remove natural fats, which are essential for nutrient absorption, and replace them with stabilizers or sweeteners that can confuse your metabolism. Your body senses these foreign compounds as stressors. Over weeks and months, this subtle stress can weaken your immune system, disturb your gut microbiome, and make it harder to maintain steady energy throughout the day. Even minor spikes in blood sugar can trigger a cascade of hormonal responses, leaving you feeling sluggish, irritable, or mentally foggy. Small annoyances that are easy to dismiss as normal aging when they're actually signals from your body asking for cleaner, gentler fuel. I remember a neighbor, a retired engineer, who loved flavored milk every morning. He had no idea it was subtly affecting his energy. Over time, he noticed he was waking up tired, craving more sugar, and struggling with low motivation to exercise. It wasn't dramatic, but the change in his vitality was undeniable. When he switched to unsweetened, lightly fortified milk, he described a shift almost like lifting a fog. His mornings felt lighter, his walks became easier, and even small mental tasks like reading or planning projects seemed sharper. It was a quiet transformation, invisible to anyone but him, yet profoundly impactful on his quality of life. The biological explanation is rooted in inflammation and cellular stress. Excess sugar and artificial additives can increase oxidative stress in your cells, reducing their ability to efficiently use oxygen and produce energy. Chronic inflammation can affect muscles, joints, and even neural pathways, subtly undermining balance, mood, and resilience. The gut microbiome, a critical player in digestion, immunity, and mental health, is also sensitive to these compounds, and a disrupted microbiome can worsen energy crashes, bloating, and even immune function. By avoiding harmful milks, you're allowing your body to maintain equilibrium, keeping metabolic signals stable, inflammation low, and energy production smooth and reliable. Ultimately, steering clear of ultra-processed milks is an act of respect for your body's intelligence. It's a choice that allows your cells to function efficiently, your muscles to recover more easily, and your mind to stay clear and alert. Every time you reach for a nourishing, minimally processed alternative, you are quietly undoing years of metabolic strain, creating space for steadier energy, healthier digestion, and a more resilient, vibrant version of yourself. The change is subtle but cumulative, a gentle investment in the vitality and freedom of your later years. Number 3, small daily choices accumulate into big gains. Small daily choices accumulate into big gains in ways that are often invisible at first, but profoundly impactful over time. Our bodies are not machines that respond instantly to one decision. They are living systems that thrive on consistency, subtle cues, and steady nourishment. Every glass of milk, every meal, every little habit contributes to a cascade of cellular events that either support resilience or erode it. When you consistently choose nourishing options, avoid harmful additives, and maintain balance in your diet, you are essentially providing your cells with the tools to repair, communicate, and function optimally. Think of it as a garden. One watering, one pruning session, or one scoop of fertilizer won't make the plants flourish overnight. But over weeks and months, those small, careful actions transform the soil, strengthen the roots, and produce healthy, vibrant growth. One of my elderly neighbors, a former pianist, taught me this lesson beautifully. She had spent years struggling with fatigue, joint stiffness, and restless sleep, believing that aging alone was the culprit. Then she began making small, mindful shifts in her daily routine, swapping her sugary, processed milk for organic, whole milk, adding a gentle morning stretch, and taking a short evening walk. None of these changes were dramatic, and some days she didn't even notice a difference. But over months, she described a quiet transformation, waking with more energy, feeling steadier on her feet, and even noticing that her memory and focus seemed sharper. The cumulative effect of these seemingly minor choices had quietly rewired her metabolism, strengthened her muscles, and supported her overall vitality. On a biological level, this accumulation works through multiple mechanisms. Consistently nourishing your body helps maintain cellular oxygen balance, allowing mitochondria, the tiny energy factories in your cells, to produce fuel more efficiently. Stable nutrition and balanced meals support neural stability, helping neurotransmitters communicate properly, which translates into clearer thinking and steadier moods. The microbiome, sensitive to both what we eat and the rhythm of our daily habits, begins to stabilize when we consistently avoid inflammatory foods and choose nourishing options. A balanced microbiome supports digestion, immunity, and even energy regulation, creating a subtle but profound sense of well-being that reinforces every other healthy choice. The beauty of this principle is its accessibility. You don't need perfect routines or extreme interventions. You only need to recognize the power of consistency and the quiet compounding impact of daily choices. Every morning you pour a glass of nourishing milk. Every time you move your body gently. Every time you choose whole, real foods over processed alternatives, you are investing in your future strength and resilience. Like drops of water gradually carving a canyon, these small intentional actions accumulate to reshape your health in ways that feel natural and sustainable. Over time, they allow you to experience more energy, stability, and joy in daily life, reminding you that aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean steady, mindful growth, one gentle decision at a time. Remember, your body is not just a vessel that carries you through life. It's a living, breathing system capable of repair, renewal, and quiet strength. The milks you choose, the small habits you embrace, the gentle daily decisions you make, they all ripple through your cells, your muscles, your bones, and even your mind. Progress isn't about perfection or drastic overnight changes. It's about consistency, awareness, and the patient care you give yourself each day. One nourishing glass of milk, one mindful choice, one small shift in routine might feel minor in the moment, but over weeks and months these actions accumulate into a stronger, more resilient you. Start today without pressure, without rush. Let each small decision be a quiet act of love for your body, a gesture that honors your vitality and your potential. And as you continue this journey, remember, every step matters, and every choice brings you closer to energy, balance, and well-being. If this story resonated, subscribe and join us for the next chapter, where together we'll uncover more ways to thrive, age gracefully, and live fully.